One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to Zanis News. My name is Alice Banda and our sign language interpreter is John Chulo. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines. President Hichilema expected in Monze to grace Rusango University graduation. Nkema cooperatives get 10 hammer mills. Ex-Kasisi girls donate books worth 77,000 kwacha. Plus, government bemoans low women participation in sports. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema is tomorrow, Sunday, September 15th, 2024, expected in Monze district to grace the 18th graduation ceremony at the Rusango University Monze campus. Meanwhile, Rusango University management has expressed gratitude to the head of state for sponsoring the construction of the state-of-the-art two-story building named after the president. Rusango University Public Relations Manager Lee Hamunji revealed that the president, Hakainde Hichilema, is expected to house the School of Medicine to be introduced later next year. The Minister of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tawo Kawana says President Hakainde Hichilema's sentiments on lacunas in the country's constitution should not be misinterpreted. Mr. Kawana says it is a known fact that the country's constitution has lacunas which may affect different sectors if not addressed. He said President Hakainde Hichilema's appeal in Parliament yesterday when he opened the 4th of the 13th National Assembly was addressed to the right fora, as the parliamentarians are the ones who make constitution reforms. Mr. Kawana was speaking at a press briefing held in Lusaka today, where the permanent secretary further stressed that government intends to address the gaps using the most cost-effective way and with involvement of all stakeholders concerned and all the arms of government. Mr. Kawana added that President Hakainde Hichilema is highlighting the lacunas because he does not intend to abuse the Constitution for his personal benefit, but wants to address the lacunas for the benefits of Zambians today and the future.
Since the President yesterday did make mention and reference to lacunas in our Constitution. Now, I do not want to sit here and begin to use legal terms and try to pretend to be a lawyer and start using legal terminologies. So let's be very clear from the word go. Lacuna is simply the problems in the Constitution. We are agreed as a country that the Constitution requires amendment. That we are agreed. But His Excellency made it very clear also that yes, he's agreeable that we need to amend the Constitution, but also we need to do it in a cost-effective way. Do we need to go back to the same old Constitutional Review Commission, start going around the country, creating a space for allowances and so on? A very expensive venture and undertaking. Do we as a country have the luxury to undertake such an exercise again? No. But we need to amend the Constitution. So how can we amend the Constitution cost-effectively, yet prudently? You look at the roles of the three arms of government. We know what the role of the executive is. We know the role of the judiciary. We also know the role of the legislature. The legislature, or parliament if you like, their role is to make and amend laws. So, if you are going to talk about amending laws, where are you going to talk about it, if not in the House that makes and/or amends laws? So, before Parliament, His Excellency the President appeals to all members of Parliament, regardless of political affiliation, whether you belong to the ruling party, whether you belong to the opposition, whether you are an independent, whether you are nominated, the President appeals to all members of Parliament. This is a non-partisan issue. We need to pull together so that we amend the Constitution. so that we get rid of some of these troublesome clauses. Some of these clauses create problems at different levels affecting different things. We've got a president who says, I do not want to abuse this, because it's there, it's in the Constitution. So if you're a bad person, you can abuse it to your advantage. And you'll still be within the law. Every month before you clock 3 years in office, dissolve parliament elections. Dissolve parliament elections. You can stay on for 20 years. No one will touch you. You are within the law. But the man says, look, some of these things are hindering us. They're a problem. Those in power can abuse these things to perpetuate their stay in office. Can we change the Constitution together so that we all agree? How can you find fault in such a statement? How can you find fault in such a man? We go back to what I said earlier. When you are driven by hatred, that's it. Even when someone is telling you what is correct, what needs to be done, you are just, no, it can't come from this guy.
Government has facilitated a trip to Kariba North Bank power station for 15 radio callers in Lusaka province to see the current water situation that has contributed to the long hours of load shedding. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, who led the team, explained that the trip was necessitated due to ongoing misinformation among members of the public concerning the current power rationing situation by ZESCO. Let's join Mijelo Mwemba in this report.
A team of 15 randomly selected residents of Lusaka province who are regular radio callers on various radio stations were taken to Kariba North Bank power station in Siavonga district of Southern province by the government to appreciate the low water levels at the hydropower station that has resulted in extended hours of power rationing. The team was led by Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, who saw to it that the radio callers, who comprised of members of the opposition and ruling parties and non-governmental organizations, were given first-hand information by a team of engineers from the power station on the current water situation.
The total amount of water which is supposed to be used for generation is about 13 meters when the lake is full to its capacity. As at now, the remaining amount of water is about 1.1 meters. So since we don't have enough water, we are just running only one unit to support the grid. The voltage is on the grid, and that unit is just generating about 120 megawatts. So this is the situation we are in as of now.
According to the engineers, despite the level of water reducing from 13.5 meters to about 1 meter, no blackout will be experienced in the country.
How long that 1.1 meters will take us?
That 1.1 meters is also shared with Zimbabwe. We can consume it even within 2 days or so if we need to run all the units. But what will happen if we have power just for 2 days? Then the rest of these remaining months we are in darkness. So that will not be okay. It's better we have some power during the day until we reach the next rain season.
Lusaka District Commissioner appreciated the government's support.
These you are seeing here, they are going to explain in the languages which people understand. You are equipped with information and you are going to deliver. Even you in opposition, you are going to tell the people, isn't it? Even the NGOs, you are going to tell the people. Then people just speculate to say, no, the ZESCO people, they are importing, they are what, the water is plenty. It was good for them to come here and see exactly what is happening.
Justin Chama, a representative of the radio callers, was happy with the visit.
By church now, they so kutonze nsoko shukumono kwebati. Ma means in sha kuti bamone kuti Kariba ikala kwa tobwafi. Na babomba na mune bumba balestere. Ibumbe likalamba sana. Ukumono kwebati washimikira abantu fishing kefri ku Kariba. Na imo ba opposition chansa mbuku isa kuno mwaisa pokana ngani permit bwino bwino. Mwaisa na abantu benu mwaisa mono kutira mule bepa abantu.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Siavonga District, Southern Province.
Meanwhile, Shibuyunji Town Council has allocated over 3 million kwacha from the 2023 Constituency Development Fund CDF to electrify Nakabaiba ward of Shibuyunji district in Central Province. A memorandum of understanding has been signed by Shibuyunji Town Council with the Rural Electrification Authority, REA, to increase access to electricity in the district. More in the following report.
After many years of struggle, the people of Kariba ward in Shibuyunji district will now have access to electricity. Shibuyunji Town Council has partnered with the Rural Electrification Authority to electrify Shikatende Primary School, Shikatende Rural Health Center, and surrounding communities. The 2023 Constituency Development Fund is making this project possible, promising a brighter future for the community. Mwembeshi, Member of Parliament, was guest of honor at the groundbreaking ceremony.
This project is more than just an infrastructure development, but a beacon of hope and people. It represents a commitment to powering our homes, business, communities, and illuminating our streets. The Shikatende grid extension will unlock new opportunities for the economic growth, education, healthcare, and social development. It will bridge the gap between our rural and urban areas, fostering inclusivity and equality.
Shibuyunji District Commissioner Alfred Shaputu also attended the event and warned the people of Kariba not to vandalize the project.
Malait ngesu. Fajana mutu utegusha, uteogosola. Atu mujate. Tumutolegu polisi, akwenda kumujaya. Then I am malait. Aragwinda pa kliniki. Potele chanyate.
And Shibuyunji Town Council Chairperson Adrian Monakanyemba expressed delight at the commencement of the project.
Imagana yangu mafafi iyi meeting tani twaza kwamba itukale tulanganye jimwiji ntu ijilamfu but twaza mu meeting ya kwamba ati bwenka mbuli mbumagali kwamba ati guno gwashikatende twanda malaiti imalaiti ngutwazira pano imalaiti guno lwalinga lwimbo paka finally sunu contractor mulamubona ushalete malaiti kuzwa kujimbotera mane kwa Shikatende. I think ngumagani ngutwazira pano.
Meanwhile, the contractor pledged to complete the project by the end of the year.
Our first objective is to make sure that we hit the ground in a super fast time, mobilize within a week, and commence the civil works. And our projection is 4 months. And other than that, we need to ensure that the project is done according to specification, quality, and standard.
Tina Kabamba reporting for Zanis in Shibuyunji District, Central Province.
A cross-section of Chipata residents have hailed President Hakainde Hichilema's progressive pronouncements during the official opening of the 4th session of the 13th session of the National Assembly on Friday. Justin Silungwe, who is also Masupe Ward Councillor, says the intention by government to broaden the devolved function of the councils to 13 will greatly revolutionize council operations in the country. And Youth Development Foundation Executive Director Muyeye Chinoya says President Hakainde Hichilema has shown a positive drive to rid the country of corruption and must be supported by all well-meaning Zambians. Sylvester Chimba now reports.
Has welcomed the pronouncements by President Hakainde Hichilema during the opening of the 4th of the 13th session of the National Assembly. Youth Development Foundation Executive Director Chinoya Muyeye is happy with President Hichilema and his government's commitment to fight corruption.
We are so much delighted with the State of the Nation address by His Excellency President Dr. Hakainde Hichilema on the 4th of the 13th session of the National Assembly. So I think government has made very tremendous commitments towards improving the lives of the citizens. We also want to commend the President and the government on the fight against corruption. I think we need all to support the President. Those that are in the offices, those that are into the procurement, let them do due diligence for them to deliver the services to the people. we all want to see a Zambia 60 years of independence away from corruption.
Mr. Muyeye has also commended the new Dawn government for showing consistency in creating employment opportunities for the youth.
We are so much delighted that job creation has not been left out. Commitment. The government has been consistent in terms of recruitment of health personnel, the teachers. We are so much, because we know a lot of young people, the main problem is unemployment. And we're seeing commitment by government to create employment and create job opportunities through other avenues such as the Constituency Development Fund. But of course, we are also worried to say as why some constituencies are not absorbing what government has planned. I think that is progressive in terms of development. So we are just appealing all members of parliament, all constituencies, when it comes to constituency development, and let's put politics aside. Let's look at developing Zambia. We cannot be developing every time and talking about politics. I think politics has got its own time. There's democratic accountability that comes after 5 years. And now we want to talk about development. Right now, our country is grappling into the energy crisis because of climate change. How are the individuals contributing towards having a climate resilience lifestyle? So, as much there is a calamity, there is also another opportunity that we can tap into. Those that can be able to have their own power. We have heard about net metering. I think it's an opportunity, especially for young people, as they are applying for CDF. Let them see how they can as well contribute to actually reduce this energy crisis by having interventions that should be able to use solar systems. Excess power is sold to them, so that becomes a lucrative business that government has provided.
And the Chipata resident, who is also Masupe Ward Councillor, Johnston Silungwe, has welcomed the expansion of the devolved functions of councils by President Hichilema.
I will refer to the presidential speech. The president indicated that his government is going to ensure that they increase the devolved functions from what it is now to many more into the local authorities. So this means that when this is done, and actually that is the right step if we are to develop, because you will see that devolution in itself does not first talk about resources. It first talks about functions. So you devolve functions. Is it health that you devolve to the local authority? Is it social services, social welfare that you devolve to the local authorities? Is it, so for example, the police that you devolve to the local authorities? Is it the Ministry of Tourism that you devolve? Is it the Ministry of Mines that you devolve? Then when all these functions are devolved, funds or resources will follow functions that have been devolved. The only thing that we need to be careful and enhance is the budgetary part of it, the budgetary support with these devolved ministries. Because you see that when the councils have been empowered with these resources, correct resources, it will be easier for them to drive the devolution agenda. In this case, where we are still learning on how to manage devolved functions, it is also important that the government or the president indicates that they should also be more capacity building on the people that are already managing the local authorities. Because, for example, if these devolved functions come, it will mean that there's a lot of work for a principal officer, the chief executive officer. He has to learn on how, for example, the Ministry of Tourism operates.
Sylvester Chimba for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
We take a break. More stories coming up. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar platform, channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. In business news today, government has handed over 10 hammer mills to 10 cooperatives in Kariba district of Western Province. Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Elias Mwanga says his ministry, through the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, will continue to empower cooperatives countrywide as a way of improving the country's economy and people's lives. Details in the following report.
In an effort of the government to improve the livelihood of the people, the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, through the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission (CEEC), has empowered 10 cooperatives in Ngema district with loans in form of hammer mills valued at 1.6 million kwacha.
CEEC is proud to provide hammer mills valued at 1.6 million to cooperatives comprising 566 members. This diverse group includes 156 women, 167 men, 233 youths, and 10 persons with disabilities. We are particularly pleased that 41% of the beneficiaries are youths, which is above the threshold of 40% youth empowerment.
Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises, Elias Mubanga, says government aims to empower the citizens at the same time promote the use of solar energy amidst the current power deficit.
As a ministry, with Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission, we came up with this solution. And we are giving throughout the country. And these hammer mills, they are using solar, they are using the sun. So no need for you to buy diesel. Mr.
Mubanga further urged the cooperatives to purely look at this empowerment as a business and quickly commence operations.
What I'm handing over today, it's business for you cooperatives there and behind me. When our people get maize, they are coming there to pay 10 kwacha, it could be a 20 kwacha, depending on how you are going to structure your price. So you cooperatives there, you must start making money so that you can pay off your loan.
Saro Agro Limited representative has assured government quality of the machinery supplied.
We are grateful for being part and parcel of the development that is coming to Ngema district. Honorable Minister, I assure you that our products are of high quality and are durable. Therefore, they will be able to survive in the short and the long run.
Western Province Provincial Minister Kapelomba Ngweta and Ngema District Commissioner Elisa Mkubesa were present at the event.
We extend our gratitude and appreciation to UPND government and His Excellency Dr. Hakainde Hichilema for various programs and projects being implemented in the district.
To the beneficiaries, we request that you use the equipment properly and profitably so that other people can also benefit from the same process.
The beneficiaries have vowed to ensure loan repayment compliance.
These machines you are handing over today will go a long way in alleviating poverty and improve the livelihoods of the people. I want also to promise you that we will not fail in our obligation of making sure that we pay back these loans.
Enoch Kaneta, Zanis News, Ngema District.
And in Central Province, Deputy Permanent Secretary Geoffrey Chitambala says there is need to inculcate a mind shift on loan repayment among citizens as they acquire financial empowerment from the government. Speaking in Kabwe District, when the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission (CEEC) Director General Mowe Mungule called on his office, Mr. Chitambala observed a continued culture of non-repayment of loans among some beneficiaries. Mr. Chitambala urged CEEC to change the repayment mechanism by generating strategies that will ensure citizens pay back their loans to benefit other citizens. Upesendwe filed in this.
In an effort to strengthen citizen participation in the country's economic growth, government, through the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC, has continued to provide financing to interested targeted citizens across the country. However, it has been observed that some beneficiaries of empowerment loans are not paying back, therefore denying a chance for other citizens to benefit from the revolving fund. Speaking when CEEC Director General Mowe Mungule called on his office, Central Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Geoffrey Chitambala called for a new approach to improve repayment.
First and foremost, what we feel is this that when we engage, whatever that I want to let us speak about here, let's have people to appreciate what is it that government wants to achieve from there. Other than them thinking that, for example, when you we have done so very well, like in markets. We've given loans in markets. Yes. The marketeers do not understand what are these loans for. For them, they will begin to praise and worship that all monies have come in. They don't realize that they will need to pay back at some point. And when that time comes, they are really giving headache to the officers.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary and CEEC Director later proceeded for an engagement with the business community of Central Province.
In 2022, we were funded 350 million. That was the first time the Commission was funded such amount. 2023, we were funded again about the same amount, 397. This year, 391.2 million. Only the past 3 years, the Commission received more than 70% of its funding. This government has in fact funded CEEC much more pronounced. Governments have said yes to entrepreneurship, but then they need the enabling, and the government is working at that. I think the story will keep on changing for the better.
Attracting the attendance of over 150 representatives in the economic value chain, the business community is grateful to government and committed to play their role in supporting empowerment initiatives.
Our hope is that even as we've been able to exchange this knowledge, it will not just be an academic exercise, but people will be able to benefit and will have more testimonies. And I just hope that also on our part as the business community, the farming community, will support CEEC by doing our part, especially by paying back so that others can be able to benefit.
Start early to educate for a change of mindset, for a change of attitudes. As long as as well as you are trying to reach us out, an elderly person is hard to teach. Some people, they are called cooked beans.
Economic empowerment of citizens through the practice of enterprise and provision of empowerment funds is key in fostering economic transformation. Zanis reports in Kabwe, Central Province.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe has welcomed the manufacturing of solar panels and car batteries set for next October at Chiwombo Jiangxi Multi-Facility Economy Zone. Dr. Mwanakampwe says the manufacturing of solar panels and car batteries at MFEZ will revamp industrialization and enhance job creation in the province. Details in the following report.
With the completion of the Chiwombo Jiangxi Multi-Facility Economic Zone, investors are set to start the manufacturing of solar panels and car batteries in Central Province. Manufacturing of the two is set for October. Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe said this will change the economic outlook of the province.
The economic outlook of the province changes automatically, and when we talk of solar panels, batteries, we are saying we are grappling with the issues to do with climate change. But when we talk of solar panels, then we now begin to extract underground water so that we ameliorate issues to do with non-availability of water.
Dr. Mwanakampwe also notes that the region will improve its contribution to the country's gross domestic product.
We believe that the GDP, or gross domestic product of the country, and the contribution of the province to the national GDP will go up almost immediately.
Kabwe residents applauded government on the step taken, saying it will cushion power challenges.
Shading. So the batteries will help us to have to cushion the deficit that we have. So we are grateful to the government, and we want them to give us at least a reasonable price.
Appeal to the government is to ensure that what is being produced is qualitable. so that even as we get them in our homes, as we install them, I think they should be useful. And like you get something and at the end of it you start regretting your money, why you spent on such a thing.
For Zanis News in Central Province, I'm Namatama Liwang.
Zambian ambassador to South Korea, Andrew Banda, has called for a mindset shift among Zambians if they are to contribute to the development of the country. Mr. Banda says Zambia has the right human capital to develop the country once it taps into the culture of self-help and hard work like that of the South Korean people. Ambassador Banda was speaking during a familiarization tour of various community-led projects under the Siamau Andong initiative in Kafue and Chikankata districts. Tazanga Momba now reports.
Government has continued to call on Zambians across the country to embrace a culture of hard work, unity, and oneness. In light of this, communities in Kafue and Chikankata districts have heeded the call and are actively partaking in initiatives meant to better their livelihoods. Some community members who underwent training in South Korea under the Samwa Undong initiative highlighted the benefits of community-led projects under the initiative.
It will help the housing facilities to the civil servants, especially under health, because we don't have a 24/7 hospital. So the nurses and the clinic officer will be residing in the houses. So it's an advantage to the community.
South Korea mindset elo na self help so ilo twabwela twali ekyokulisha kwabantu n'abakikonka n'abaleka boma yanganepo ni fwebo so if mwamona mkwai.
Zambian ambassador to South Korea, Andrew Banda, who toured the project sites, shared his thoughts.
Look at what you've done with the money that the Koreans through Samuel Dongare are providing. A lot. I'm here to encourage you to work hard. To work hard. I'm very proud to be here. What I've seen here is what I will go and report to our colleagues. Let us do much more. Mpangama Road, you're working on water, you're working on schools, I'm told. You have done a wonderful job. I'm very proud. I go back a very proud man. Be assured that the message will be very strong. You need more support, not only from the Korean side, but from our government.
Minister of Community Development and Social Services Director in the Department of Community Development, Patricia Muyamwa, encouraged the communities to continue working hard.
Look back, make sure that as he's talking right now, you are doing this project, you're already looking at the water reticulation. Think like that. Hold it with both hands. And for me, it's just to say thank you to you, the community, for realizing that you have something which is tangible. Keep working at it.
Several projects have been funded under the Samwa Undong project, among them housing units, water reticulation systems, and building constructions in Kafue and Chikankata districts. Ntazanga Mumba for Zanis in Chikankata district.
Authorities in Katete district of Eastern Province have expressed concern over the underweight bags of fertilizer purported to have been delivered to the district under the Farmer Input Support Program by a named supplier. The said bags of urea are more than 1,500 in total and do not weigh the same as the 50 kg bags of any normal fertilizer. Speaking when he witnessed the arrival of inputs for the 2024-2025 farming season, Katete District Commissioner Raphael Piri said the inputs were not what the government intended to deliver to farmers and should be withdrawn with immediate effect. Zanis reports that Mr. Piri said investigations have been instituted to understand why the named supplier delivered underweight bags of fertilizer. Mr. Piri noted that delivering the underweight fertilizer to farmers would be unfair to farmers who needed to get the fair share of the commodity, looking at the drought they have endured, and we're now looking forward to a favorable rainfall pattern.
We are here to witness the start of the coming in of fertilizers for the 2024-2025 farming season under CEEC. The D compound is coming through United Capital Fertilizers Limited, while urea is coming through Agrizal Limited. Unfortunately for us in Katete, the stack behind me here comprises 1,533 by 50 kg bags of urea, which have been confirmed to be underweight. And so we can't comment much because the matter is under investigation. And maybe all I can say is to perhaps send a word to other districts, other parts of the country, to be on the lookout just in case they have this kind of a situation wherever they are. We are talking about a commodity that is at the center of the lifeline of Zambians.
We take another break, more stories coming.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. We take you to Chongwe District, where Kasisi Girls Secondary School former students have donated books worth over 77,000 kwacha to their former school. Speaking during the donation, school alumni representative Malungo Muyovwe disclosed that in addition to the donated books, the former students have also refurbished the school library in order to enhance quality education at the school. Chongwe District Education Board Secretary Joseph Chanda applauded the efforts of the Catholic Church in enhancing education in the country. From Kasisi, Kashweka Kasikayamba reports.
Kasisi Secondary School former students have donated books worth over 77,700 kwacha to their former school. Speaking during the partial handover of books and a refurbished school library, former students representative Malungo Muyovwe said there is still more work to be done.
So I'm delighted to report that through our collective efforts of our esteemed alumni, we have raised an impressive 77,779 kwacha. That has enabled us to get 513 books. So this is from the list of books that the school gave us that they required for the library. So these funds have enabled us to make strides in acquiring the much required books. However, we still face a shortfall, okay, of over 30,000 kwacha for us to complete that list of books that were requested.
And speaking at the same event, Chongwe District Education Board Secretary Joseph Chanda is commending the enhancement of education through the Catholic Church.
Guests of honor, sir, as Chongwe District and as Minister of Education in particular, we have embarked in a robust program to roll out literacy programs in our schools. You might be aware, some of you, that just last week we were commemorating World Literacy Day in Nakonde. And this couldn't come at a better time than this. It is for this reason that we value and welcome such initiatives aimed at promoting a culture of reading and research amongst our pupils.
Meanwhile, the school head teacher, Sister Mambo Mufumbwe, reaffirms the school's commitment to education for the girl child.
With the donation of these new books, we are reaffirming our commitment to education literacy and intellectual empowerment to the girl child. These books will save not just the students, and the teachers, but the entire community. They are a tool that will help the young to dream bigger and the lanes to refine their knowledge.
The pupils are elated with a gesture.
So we greatly appreciate the opportunity that they've given us to open up our minds to the beauty of reading. Reading is such a beauty. It's what's helped us develop into who we are. And we've taken the opportunity to take a long journey as we read and learn more than the things that we learn in classes. We have a more advanced approach to learning, a variety of books to read from, and more things where we can get more research from, and they've really given us the opportunity to do so.
Kasuka Sakaimbo reporting, Kasisi.
Also in education news, government will recruit 4,500 teachers this year to address the high teacher-pupil ratio resulting from the free education policy. Minister of Education Permanent Secretary in charge of administration, Noriana Muneko, announced that the recruitment is likely to commence between October and November 2024. Ms. Maneko made this statement when she led a high-level delegation from the World Bank on a visit to St. Michael Secondary School in Chilanga District. Miles Kabengo has the details in the following report.
A high-level delegation from the World Bank, led by the Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary in charge of administration, Noriana Muneko, has visited St. Michael Secondary School in Chilanga to appreciate the state of the school. This school is one of the 82 schools constructed in 2018 by the government in collaboration with the World Bank under the Zambia Education Enhancement Project, ZIP.
For the government, and I think the head of state, it goes without saying that he has achieved what he wanted to achieve as a policy direction, to have every single child that was sitting at home to be in school. And in fact, at the time free education came in, introduced in 2022, we've seen as a ministry that over 2 million children have come back to school. In 2023, the ministry recruited an excess of 35,000 teachers countrywide in order to reduce the pupil-teacher ratio. This was followed by another recruitment of about 7,000 teachers last year. This year, we are again recruiting 4,500 teachers, I think come October or November.
The World Bank country manager, Akim Folk, expressed pleasure at seeing the quality of infrastructure and the learning environment.
I'm really thankful, but it is also an inspiration for us. We're glad that we can contribute to this community, to Zambia, with some of our funding and some of our advice. But what you have achieved here, creating this school, building this school, it is yours. And we are so inspired to be part of it and associated with it.
The beneficiaries of the ZIP project expressed gratitude to the World Bank for its support.
I wish to seize this opportunity to deeply thank both the Minister of Education and the World Bank for giving us this secondary school here in St. Michael community.
Guests of honor, may I state that the construction of the secondary school couldn't have come at a better time than now, when our government is implementing free education policy and the need for enough classroom spaces cannot be overemphasized.
The government, with financial support from the World Bank, is currently constructing 120 secondary schools in selected districts across the country at a total cost of 120 million kwacha. Miles Kabengo, Zanis, in Chilanga.
Amibel Charities, a non-governmental organization, has handed over a staff house to Nyashishi Primary School in Kasonkomana village of Chongwe District, which was constructed at a cost of 576,000 kwacha in partnership with Child Fund Zambia. Chongwe District Commissioner Evans Lupia, who received the house on behalf of the school, said the house will help alleviate accommodation challenges and create a conducive working environment for the teachers. Details in the following report.
Amy Bell Charities, a non-profitable organization in partnership with Child Fund Zambia, has been developing Nyanshishi Primary School in Kasonkomona village of Chongwe district over the years to enhance access to education for children in the area. The organization has so far constructed 2 classroom blocks, a water reticulation system, and staff houses at the school. In a bid to provide more accommodation for teachers at the school, Amy Bell Charities has since constructed another 3-bedroom staff house at the institution. Chongwe District Commissioner Dr. Evans Lupia, who received the house on behalf of the school, thanked the organization for its continued support to the school.
This house will provide much needed accommodation for our educators, ensuring they are well supported as they fulfill their vital role in shaping the future of our children. But this is just one of the many ways the Amy Bell Charities have touched the lives of the people. The construction of a school and the establishment of a water reticulation system have already had a profound impact on the quality of education and health in Chongwe.
A representative from Child Fund Zambia's country office, Paul Himbe, stated that the staff house will go a long way in addressing the accommodation challenges faced by teachers at the school.
The teachers' house we are receiving today is a vital addition to our education infrastructure. It will provide safe and comfortable accommodation for our dedicated educators who are the backbone of our efforts to nurture and develop the young minds of Chongwe.
Meanwhile, co-founder of Amy Bell Charities, Ellen Bell, had this to say.
And see the change and the love that this community has grown into has just fed our hearts in many, many ways. And we bless you, we love the community, and we love giving back to all you beautiful, beautiful people.
Pupils at the school thanked the organization for the gesture.
The working partnership between the Bell family and Child Fund has completely transformed Nyanshishi Primary School into a modern school to the delight of the teaching staff and the pupils at large. We are indeed very grateful to our patients, to our sponsors.
Sheila Makosa, reporting for Zanis in Chongwe District.
Still in education news, in its 60 years of independence, Zambia has seen a number of transformations, and key among them is the growth of the education sector supported by the free education policy. In this regard, schools in Sinazongwe district have held school debates unpacking the theme 60 years strong, honoring our heritage, embracing our future. Details in the following report.
With only a few weeks before Zambia turns 60 years of independence, a number of activities have started to mark the celebrations in Sinazongwe district. The district has already embraced this year's independence theme of 60 years strong, honoring our heritage and embracing our future. Debates for various education zones have been conducted ahead of the independence celebrations. The District Education Board Secretary, Debs, has also highlighted that climate change has not spared the education sector.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I also take advantage of this situation to say climate change has come and is with us. For us in the dry districts like Sinazongwe, we are highly elated to the programs that are brought by climate change. When people are talking about us preserving our environment and doing certain things, we didn't know what it means. But we are the hardest hit, and now is the most relevant time to teach on issues of climate change because we are suffering, we are feeling the brunt of it.
We really appreciate what the government is doing to us. This theme and the debate that has been given to schools to debate, it's an eye-opener to the new generation on the independence theme, what the country has achieved.
Meanwhile, head teacher Mamba Jared's school has encouraged debates on important subjects such as climate change.
This climate change,
We are experiencing what we are calling load shedding today in the nation, and it is being attributed to the same, this climate change. But now, who has brought it? Okay, so hence making this debate a very vital thing. At the end of the day, the children who will have learned, even the audience, the people, the community will have gotten say, at the end of the day, they are coming up with the full information, well informed. Say, at least I think the cause of this climate change is this.
Learners are happy with the well-organized debate competition.
Otherwise, it's teaching the people, like on the theme that we had today about climate change.
Yes, it has really helped us because we've gained some knowledge about what computers can do to us in our everyday lives.
Right, Warrior, Zanis, in Zongo District, Southern Province.
Finally, in the news, government has expressed concern at the low number of girls and women who are actively participating in sports activities. And Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, notes that sports not only contributes to the physical well-being, but the social and economic growth of the country. Zanis reports that speaking during the launch of various strategic documents for the ministry, Mr. Nkandu disclosed that studies have shown that only 1% of women and girls in Zambia are actively taking part in sports. Mr. Nkandu has since challenged sports organizations to find ways of encouraging participation of women and girls in various sports disciplines. Mr. Nkandu has further urged sports organizations to engage with government on matters of concern, especially budget input, so that they are all adequately included. He added that the policies that have been formulated will be easy to implement because they have been formulated with extensive consultation with all stakeholders.
I'm very, very happy to stand before you this evening, and indeed with great pride and optimism as we gather to launch the strategic ministerial documents for the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts. This occasion marks a significant milestone in our journey towards empowering the youth and also fostering talent in sports and nurturing the rich cultural heritage embedded in the arts. As I said, that today we are unveiling the following documents, namely the National Sports Policy, which was very, very consultative. Documents are not just plans on paper, but are a reflection of our commitment to development of youth, sports and arts sectors in our country. You may also wish to note that this launch of these documents is a culmination of extensive, as I said earlier, consultations, research, and collaboration amongst the various stakeholders. Some of them I just mentioned. They reflect the aspirations of our youth, sports persons, and artists. And in addition, these documents are also aligned with our national priorities, with interventions and activities aimed at addressing the challenges affecting youth, sport, and arts sectors in our country. Additionally, these documents provide opportunities for enhanced stakeholder collaboration and program implementation.
As we end the news, a recap of stories that made headlines. President Hichilema expected in Monze to grace Rusango University graduation. Kema cooperatives get 10 hammer mills. Ex-Kasisi girls donate books worth 77,000 kwacha. Plus, government bemoans low women participation in sports. It's on that note we end the news. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Alice Banda, not forgetting our sign language interpreter, John Cholo. Goodbye.